For every civilization in human history, the sun has been more than a star. It has been a clock, a compass, a source of warmth, a giver of seasons, a force so constant that most people rarely stop to think about what life would be without it. Every forest, every ocean, every breath of oxygen, every harvest, every food chain, every climate system, and every drop of energy stored in ancient fossil fuels can be traced back, in one way or another, to the same source. The sun, a single star burning at the center of the solar system, providing the energy that makes Earth a living world instead of a frozen rock drifting through darkness. And that raises a question both simple and profound. Is the sun, in some sense, an infinite life support system for humanity? A cosmic engine so vast and long-lived that it could sustain civilization not just for centuries or millennia, but for millions, perhaps even billions of years to come? At first glance, the answer seems obvious. Of course it is. The sun rises every day. It has shone for billions of years already. It powers the climate, drives photosynthesis, and contains more energy than humanity could possibly use. Compared to the scale of human civilization, the sun appears limitless, an inexhaustible gift, a permanent guarantee that life on Earth can continue. But the deeper you look, the stranger the answer becomes, because the sun is both unimaginably generous and profoundly temporary, is the greatest life support system humanity has ever known. But it is not infinite. And understanding why reveals one of the most important realities about our future in the universe. To understand the sun's role in human survival, we need to begin with scale. The sun contains about 99.8% of all the mass in the solar system. Everything else, every planet, moon, asteroid, comet, and grain of dust, shares the tiny fraction that remains. Earth, despite being the entire stage of human history, is little more than a speck orbiting that enormous star. And the sun is not merely large, is powerful beyond ordinary human intuition. Every second, deep inside its core, the sun converts roughly 600 million tons of hydrogen into helium through nuclear fusion. That process releases an extraordinary amount of energy, enough to illuminate and warm an entire planetary system. Enough that even after traveling 150 million kilometers through space, a tiny fraction of that energy still powers every ecosystem on Earth. Sunlight heats the atmosphere, drives winds and weather, evaporates water from the oceans, feeds plants through photosynthesis, and ultimately supports nearly every complex food web on the planet. In that sense, humanity is already living inside a solar life support system. We always have been. Long before humans built cities, before agriculture, before language, before even mammals existed, the sun was already sustaining the conditions that would eventually make all of that possible. Without it, Earth would become unrecognizable almost immediately. Within days, surface temperatures would begin collapsing. Photosynthesis would stop. Food chains would unravel. The oceans would freeze from the top down. The atmosphere would change, and the biosphere that supports every known human civilization would begin dying. The sun is not just useful to life, is the reason complex life on Earth exists at all. But there is another way to think about solar support, not just biologically, technologically, because as humanity advances, the sun is becoming more than a natural requirement for survival. Is becoming a potential infrastructure system, a cosmic power plant waiting to be used on scales far beyond anything our ancestors could have imagined. For most of history, humans relied on indirect sunlight. Plants grew using solar energy. Animals ate the plants. Humans ate both. Wind patterns shaped sailing routes. Rivers flowed because sunlight drove the water cycle. Even fossil fuels are ancient sunlight stored in chemical form, compressed underground over geological time. Civilization was always solar-powered. It simply did not realize it. Now that is changing. Modern solar panels allow humanity to capture sunlight directly and convert it into electricity. Instead of burning fuel formed hundreds of millions of years ago, we can use energy arriving from the sun right now. And the scale of that resource is staggering. In a single hour, more solar energy reaches Earth than humanity currently uses in an entire year. That does not mean collecting it is easy. There are huge engineering, storage, transmission, and infrastructure challenges. But in principle, the energy budget is enormous, far beyond what civilization currently consumes. This is where the sun begins to look less like a background feature of the sky and more like a long-duration life support machine. A system capable of powering agriculture, water purification, manufacturing, transportation, communications, and perhaps one day entire planetary economies with relatively little fuel extraction at all. And if humanity expands into space, that importance could grow even further. Because outside Earth, the sun may become the central energy source for civilization across the solar system. On the moon, long ridges near the poles may receive sunlight for extended periods, making them ideal locations for solar-powered outposts. On Mars, sunlight is weaker than on Earth, but still strong enough to support surface operations, habitats, and power systems. In orbit, solar panels already sustain satellites, space telescopes, and space stations. A future civilization spread across the inner solar system may rely on sunlight the way coastal civilizations once relied on the sea. Not as a luxury, but as the underlying medium through which life, commerce, and technology operate. And if humanity ever begins building large-scale space infrastructure, orbital habitats, industrial stations, asteroid mining networks, or interplanetary transportation hubs, the sun may become even more central. In space, there are no nights caused by clouds, no weather-blocking sunlight, no atmosphere scattering energy away. A solar panel in orbit can receive steady power for long periods with extraordinary efficiency. Some futurists have imagined solar power satellites collecting sunlight in space and transmitting energy back to Earth. Others imagine enormous arrays near the sun itself, capturing tiny fractions of its output to power civilizations across vast distances. These ideas remain technologically difficult, but they reveal something important. The sun is not merely keeping humanity alive passively. It may also become the primary engine of humanity's technological future. So if the sun provides so much energy, why not call it infinite? Because infinity is where the illusion breaks. The sun feels eternal from a human perspective because human lifetimes are short. Empires rise and fall in centuries. Languages change in millennia. Civilizations measure history in thousands of years. Against that backdrop, the sun appears permanent. It has already existed for about 4.6 billion years, and it is expected to continue shining for roughly another 5 billion years before exhausting the hydrogen in its core. That is an almost incomprehensible amount of time, longer than multicellular life has existed on Earth, longer than the continents have occupied their present arrangement, longer than nearly every mountain range currently standing. If humanity survives even a tiny fraction of that future, the sun will outlast every nation, every institution, every political system, and likely every language that exists today. By any ordinary standard, it is a long-term life support system of almost absurd durability. But almost is doing a lot of work, because the sun is not static. It changes, slowly but relentlessly. Stars evolve, and as the sun ages, it grows brighter. This is one of the strangest facts about the star that sustains us. The sun is gradually increasing in luminosity over time. Billions of years ago, it was fainter than it is now. Billions of years from now, it will be brighter still. That may sound harmless, a slightly brighter sun, a little more light, a little more warmth. But on geological timescales, that increase becomes catastrophic for Earth. Long before the sun dies, Earth's habitability will begin to fail. As solar output rises, temperatures on Earth will increase. The climate system will change. The oceans may begin evaporating more rapidly. Water vapor, itself a greenhouse gas, could amplify warming. Eventually, conditions may emerge in which Earth can no longer support complex surface life. This does not happen next century or next million years, but on timescales of roughly 1 billion years, the consequences become serious. In other words, the sun may continue shining brilliantly while Earth itself becomes increasingly difficult for life to inhabit. The life support system does not shut off. It changes settings, and eventually those settings stop favoring us. Then comes the truly dramatic phase. Once the sun exhausts most of the hydrogen in its core, it will enter the red giant stage. Its outer layers will expand enormously. Mercury will almost certainly be destroyed. Venus almost certainly as well. Earth's fate is more complicated, but not encouraging. Our planet may be engulfed, or it may survive as a scorched, airless remnant orbiting a swollen, dying star.